in the spirit of this topic, may we request Mr. Roy Moore to vacate the seat.
Maganda yun! Maganda yun!
The rule is 2 foreigners. I, as one foreigner, I'm half of the quota.
So ano ba, what point are you trying to make?
Okay. Since there has been an announcement.
Okay.
Sakto yung ganda ng
Ganda,
sagot nila,
ganda,
di ba?
ganda.
There has been an announcement that the UFL will, I think it was copy, hindi naman tama, pattern. Yan, tama. Will pattern the guidelines from the AFC President's Cup and apply it to the scheduled Super Cup in July. Which means that they're going to allow only 2 players, 2 foreign players, and 1 Asian import. So 2 foreign-born players, so any continent, and then an additional 1 Asian foreigner player. So bahala ka na kung saan mo kunin. And then the rest are all Filipinos. Do you agree with the setup?
Well, we've always...
Ikaw alam ko kung bakit hindi. Wala kang team nun.
Ingat.
Wala kang team nun, di ba?
We've always had
Okay lang,
this...
meron pang transfer window.
Mabawi.
Pero hindi pa alam kung kailan, di ba? Yung pangalawa. Pero, yun nga, we've always... The concern kasi with this kind of discussion, especially for those who are new to following football, especially local club football, I'm concerned that it might degenerate again into another argument of racism. Pupunta yun dun eh. Maraming iba nagsasabi na, dapat yung Pinoy mas bigyan yun ng chance maglaro. Nagiging ganun yung discussion.
Tama.
Diba? Pero again, let's try to put things in a more objective point, diba? And the foreigners are here, of course, to raise the level of play in Philippine football. Marami naman napupulot din yung mga ating homegrown yan na players. Tulad mismo ni Ginoong Mabanag.
Sabi nga niya, di ba, kanina?
So, there are good points, yes. But I feel maybe it might be too soon or too drastic kung ganun ka-konti. Diba?
Okay.
But that's me. Diba?
Okay.
It's not a completely invalid rule or
Kasi
what.
I think tama naman na gano'n. Maybe it's too soon. The problem is right now, if we can see, there are a lot of foreigners are all going here to play. So there are times that Filipinos are no longer being accommodated to play.
Ito rin naman yun.
Uy, foreigner. With that notion na, mas magaling. Diba? Which, not all. Honestly, not all. Problem is, with that notion, hindi siya matatapos if we don't put that
If you never
limit there. It will continue until maybe it becomes too late. It's a problem. I mean just being a devil's advocate may valid point, and I think them putting that guideline also puts a valid point there that we have to put a limit already.
That's right. That's right.
Kasi pagtagal, baka masanay na lahat ng tao na
puro
foreigners na lang yan. Silang, may Pinoy palang naglalaro. Something like that. So, this rule or this guideline has been enforced in other leagues, most notably sa Serie A. Problem is, mas matagal sila. Okay. Tama yung point nga na baka masyadong maaga. I mean, Miko was discussing a while ago about a possible mitigation when should we put it in or how do we accommodate all this? Can you elaborate on that? Yung sinabi mo kanina?
Masyadong marami yung matatanggal or something.
Kasi kayo, ilan na lang
For example, sa
sa
Snowmans, like ilan kami matitira? 5 players kung tanggalin lahat. So, di ba parang
basketball na daw.
parang
Futsal.
futsal. So, parang sobrang hindi I can't say it's not fair. Kasi kung gawin siyang rule siya. So, dapat fair siya, di ba? Pero before implementing a rule, it has to apply to everyone. And I think that rule is, like what he said, it's too soon, it's too drastic. It has to be implemented slowly to the league. So that all teams can slowly build on that, build around that rule. Parang we can't just put a big barrier
Para maka-adjust.
Kailangan natin mag-adjust lahat. Why do we have to adjust? Kasi syempre, we want to promote football. We want to promote football in what way? In a way that Filipinos will be able to play with the foreigners. So, what can we do about that? Doon natin iisipin. Hindi yung basta papasok ng tayong rule kasi ganito yung inisip namin, kasi ganito yung mentality natin lahat na yung mga Pinoy hindi makakalaro. Diba? As of now, let's think about this as a challenge for all Filipinos. Let's learn from the foreigners. And if not learn, then let's let's try to rise above them. Diba?
I mean, tama. Hindi ako balimbing. Hindi kasi, yun din yung point na yun na this is just a challenge to all Filipino players that, you know, if a foreigner takes your place, you just have to take it back. Diba? It's the rule of sports eh. Ganun talaga eh. You can't stay there for long eh. I mean, I've been through it. Alam mo to, yung experience sa hindi porket may bago, tas bilang dahil ikaw yung matagal lang nandun, hindi ka pwedeng tanggalin. So you know,
walang seniority dito.
Exactly. Because you're all getting playing time, you know, you're put there in the team to perform. If you're not performing and someone comes in, a foreigner performs, sorry.
What is a sport without challenge, diba?
Exactly. What's a
Well,
sport
also with
without
Nomads.
challenge?
With Nomads, the whole philosophy of the club is that it is built on the expats who've come here, and to be fair, kept football alive here during that time when most Filipinos didn't know what football was,
Kaya nga
or
Nomads
thought that
sila,
a corner kick was a corning kick. And
Corning kick. Corning.
I mean, the very name of Nomads is meant to
Yes.
be foreign. It's meant to be the travel and that experience. I mean, to have a Filipino team called Nomads in the Philippines wouldn't make sense. But you have the Filipino Nomads in the Philippines. It doesn't make sense. It's a bit odd. And you'll never get rid of the racism argument either, because not because there's a right or wrong answer, but because the people who are shouting so loudly about, even like the Ascals are not pure Ascals, they'll never go away because they're as loud as they are stupid. But
It's true.
it's and they know nothing about football. Looking at you, hot dog stand.
Uy, nabuhay! Nabuhay! Baka mabuhay uli yung vlog niya, wag kang ganyan.
But
Pag natin pasikatin.
to be to limit it to 2 foreigners is a bit
Boom.
it's drastic. Because
Yes.
it's such a massive cap that you go from teams like the Nomads who, if you look at the S League, there's teams there who are foreign teams. They're invited teams from Japan, from Brunei, and they aren't. They don't have to adhere to the foreign rules there. Technically speaking, in the league, they're also not allowed to win the league. So if they finished on top, the next Singaporean team would instead be champions. And it's good because it gives the other teams experience. It's the Japanese reserve team and the Brunei's team who wouldn't get that level of competition anywhere else. But for the UFL, it's so new.
Yeah.
And the argument about the Filipinos is difficult because if you look at most of the good teams, their backbone is Pinoy. Loyola is the Hartmans and Young Husbands. Global, you've got half of the Ascal's team.
Stallion, yeah.
The ones at the top, their backbone is
Kaya.
Filipino. And so it's only the ones at the bottom who are going to struggle. So if that rule gets applied, it's really the middle table and bottom table who are going to fail to meet those rules. And they're the ones who are going to suffer from it.
Anyway, punta lang tayo muna sa Super Cup.
Sa liga.
So to conclude, for the Super Cup, maybe it would be better if they did it with the S League rules. You can have 4 foreigners from anywhere plus 2 Asians. So you've got
That's
6
a bit
players.
more expanded.
mas madali.
Expansive.
Kasi if you look at the Super Cup format, I think yung initial na rin natin, the
all-
entire first division, and then the top 2, second
of the
division.
second.
So technically now, that would be Team Socceroo and us. Yes. So anyway, Team Socceroo and us. So kami pwede pa may mga
There's a long way to go before the end of the season.
No, I'm just saying. And then, what if it started now?
Yes,
diba?
okay.
Yeah,
O sige, Team Socceroo, automatic.
Oo.
Why? For Filipino players. The
rest are Korean,
They came from the
Yeah.
General Trias team. And then, Nomads,
Tanggal ka.
PSG,
Tatlo.
diba? So parang, what will happen? And then, paano kung,
Stallion,
let's say the top 2 teams are Team Socceroo and Manila All Japan. Diba? And then 2. Dapat. And then if this continues, like for example, Manila All Japan goes up, Union goes up, Team Socceroo goes up. And then we implement this kind of rule. Scratch the Super Cup, diba? I mean, who are your participants? Technically, it's a drastic rule, yes.
Yes.
If you ask me if it's a rule that should be implemented, a rule like that should be implemented, yes, I agree. But
Pero,
not that drastic. Not 2 players.
Masyadong konti yung 2+1.
Yes.
No?
I think sa Serie A, they're allowing 4 or 5 players on the pitch. 5 players, so that's half of the team playing on the pitch. Okay lang. This one is 2, so not sure that those 2 or those 3 are playing pa. So definitely you can all play an all Filipino team. So for me, I think, you know, as you mentioned a while ago, maybe you can expand it a bit. Maybe make it into 8 players on the team that are all foreign. Squad list. And then
yung maglalaro mismo.
For your final 18,
Yes,
6.
yes.
And then to play 4 or 5 or even 5, di ba? Para at least nandun pa rin. The competency is still there. People get to play. Di ba? Wala, regardless of nationality.
This one doesn't get to play. I'm not sure why you pointed at me.
I know, I was just pointing at, I was just referring to your point. Not your ability to play.
Okay.
Oh, ability na.
Masyadong guilty na.
No, I said capability. You're not capable right now. Because you, di ba? You had your wisdom to move.
The point.
Moving on.
Moving on. So, everyone's, I mean, and everyone gets conditioned.
Yes,
So,
yes.
I mean, yun yung point ko dun. I mean, I don't know if you agree.
Well, yun nga, fair naman din, di ba? Sabi nga ni Miko, siyempre, ang tinanong natin yung legal management na estudyante, di ba? Kulang na lang, basahan tayo ng,
Oblikon.
batas. Oo.
Oblikon pala ito.
Oblikon. Corporations and partnerships na to.
Hindi, pero di ba, yun nga, I think if a rule will have to be placed, yes, now would be the best time, but not with this make-up, di ba? Kasi, like we said, how is it going to prepare us for the President's Cup? Kasi syempre, we're going to ask again the local football fans to adjust to another set of rules, di ba? So, yun lang.
Agree, disagree?
With
The rule.
it would be good to limit the number of foreigners, but make it 5 or 6.
Okay. Ganun alam ko na yung sagot.
Yep.
So, do tweet us for your reactions, if you agree, disagree, or I don't know what else possible reaction. So, your opinions on this announcement, and also if you feel that it should also be applied for the entire UFL. So, do tweet us. That's at FTW Sports.